Chicanos, Latinos and Los Estados Unidos. Don't care if you're Ricans or even Cubanos. Look at our coaches. We have more common, don't let them divide. These suckers are vultures. Either we standing together or better be standing aside. Now is the time, don't know about you, but I'm gonna ride. We gotta climb, fight for your Vegas, man, where was your pride? Where were the gunners that you got aside? Look how our ancestors came to this country. They tried to be living the American dream. Don't throw it away. They promise you money and got your aging for the machine. Pick a new team, you flesh socialism, but that is a system that you wanna bring. You need to think, we gotta fight communism, cause it look like we on the brink. Connect all the links, so one party system is taking the power from all of the people. We need to think, when will you listen? These people are evil and won't see the sequel, so what is your plan? Hand in hand, we're standing together, cause it's the one never to do what you can. Please understand, we gotta do better, so walkers remember that we took a stand. Escúchame, 24 es el año, si se puede. Lucha, lucha por la libertad. Órale, vamos.
Yo, how's it going, man?
Good. Just dealing with more technical problems, huh?
Yeah. So we'll see how this works. I don't know if I can add her through here. Hold on, what was that? I know. Let's see. Yeah, man, I'm just trying to see if I can add her. I told her if not, we might have to reschedule because it's a little different on the computer. So I don't know how to add someone, basically. Give me 1 second. How's your day? How's everything?
Good. Busy.
Yeah.
Busy, like I was telling you, first half of the day. Pretty busy, some meetings and stuff like that. But, that's always the challenge, I think, with everybody is there's so much things that you want to do, but there's so much, time in a day. You really can't get to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. But that's the reality we have to deal with.
Yeah.
How about you?
That's true. No, I've been busy at work. It's kind of same old, but just little things here and there that pop up that you gotta eventually deal with. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's supposed to be really hot tomorrow and Thursday. So
yeah,
that'll be
over 100, I think, right?
Yeah, over 100. Over here, I saw 105, and then I want to say 108 Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah, so it should get feel good. You know what I mean?
It's like right now you're like, yes, I'm glad I got that pull.
I know, right? Just
either you stay in the AC or take a dip real quick.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna be in there, but I'm gonna get dark though. I get dark pretty fast in the summer. I gotta wear long sleeve. I get these long sleeve ones that are kind of light, so I don't get hot. But also, I'm not trying to, I'm already dark as it is. So, yeah, we're trying to get Olivia on, but there's like technical difficulties. For some reason, this is not letting her in. I keep telling her it's connecting, but it's not popping up on my end. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that on her end. But oh man, I was seeing something a little bit ago that Biden's gonna not allow asylum seekers in now or something like that. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. That's new to me.
Yeah,
that just dropped today or what?
Yeah, like I saw it like I don't know, maybe a few minutes before coming on.
Really?
Yeah, I think Trump Jr. posted it, like the headline
Hmm.
that that they weren't gonna allow any uh people that are seeking asylum through the border, which is
So
like,
now they're gonna close it.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Remember how we were talking about that? 2024 was gonna be a crazy year.
Yeah,
We were waiting for something to happen.
yeah.
I think part of that just happened right now. Is with the convicted felon, 34 counts on Trump. So.
And you know, I was seeing that what's his name? Hunter is on trial right now. Hunter
Hmm.
Biden. Um, and I was thinking like, cause you know they have so much evidence on that guy
Hmm.
that I wonder if they're just doing that. That they're actually gonna convict him, find him guilty, and then
Hmm.
just to kind of be like, oh, you know,
Well,
there is
Trump's a
balance.
convicted felon. Yeah.
There's the DOJ doesn't have a preference on who it prosecutes or not.
Yeah. The font is really small, but someone just typed in 10 million people later. So yeah, they opened the doors for 10 million people, and now they want to close the border. Oh, there you go.
There you go. Make it a little bigger. It's Art from
Oh yeah,
Luca.
hey Art, how you doing?
Yeah, that's true. 10 million people later, right? You gotta figure out what's gonna happen with those, and then now you want to shut it. But
Hmm.
that's the other thing that also I was thinking about the other day, because you know a lot of people are like, you know, which is not also crazy, but that they want these people to vote eventually.
Hmm.
That's why they're just letting them in. But I was thinking like even if they don't vote, they still impact the government, because when they do the census, they count
Hmm.
everybody,
Hmm.
and you know they count them all. Then you get redistricted. Now you have, you know, I don't know how many more people in New York, in LA, in these
Yeah,
big blue cities. Now they're gonna get an extra representative, which is then gonna, you know, give more than likely
offset,
offset that.
offset everything. Yeah,
Yeah, and so
that's
that's the
true.
thing. They don't even have to be able to vote in order to affect what's gonna
Mhm.
happen here.
Yeah, there's definitely. I mean, obviously, there's a strategy behind it. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. We were also talking about, that it seems like they don't have a clear, definitive like plan. Like action plan
Hmm.
on what this campaign is going to do to get reelected. And it kind of seemed like, just attacking the opposition is basically the only plan that they have. And the thing that's baffling me right now is that you and I knew what the effects were going to be,
Hmm.
you know, with the attacks specifically, at Trump, is that he was going to garner even more supporters as they attack him more and more. And we kind of joked around about, him just getting more powerful as they attack him more, right?
Hmm.
And I feel like they knew that that was going to happen anyways. So I really don't, I, you know, I, I don't see what their game plan is.
Yeah,
You know, the
yeah,
the only thing that I can think of right now is that there's so many other things happening that it's like a distraction. Um, so it's hard to pinpoint it, but there's so much more going on.
hmm, yeah. That's what Art said. From what I've been seeing too, it's kind of basically like just doing Trump's border policy again.
Hmm.
So,
But everybody knows that it was Trump's border policy. So it's like, how can he? How can he? I mean, they're using the conservative strategy. So everybody's not blind. They see what's happening. They know that it was him that opened up the borders, and it just goes back to gaslighting us. Like, is the strategy just gaslighting us and banking on us falling for it again?
mm. Hmm. I that's a weak strategy if you ask me.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think a lot of people are falling for, a whole bunch of the stuff that they've been trying to. What's her name was just talking. You haven't I haven't heard her in years. It's the
Oh
Maxine
yeah.
Waters. Did you see the
Hmm.
video where she was like, "What are they doing about the domestic terrorists? Like, are they trying to prepare for civil war?" And it's like, dude, nobody's talking about that. You know, like you're going. First of all, you've been real quiet, and
Hmm.
now it's like you come up and being the lady that told people to get in other people's faces. You know what I mean? Now
Oh yeah, yeah,
she's all quote supposedly worried about what domestic terrorists are doing, which basically to her is anybody that doesn't agree with her.
yeah. You know, the other thing that I was thinking about too is maybe, not maybe, but they're attacking families. Breaking up the family unit. Confusing children. I think that's the bigger picture because on the other podcast that we had been talking about is that's the goal, right?
Hmm.
Is they get them young now, and a generation down the line too. You know, they they get to their end goal, right?
Hmm.
And maybe that's everything that's happening right now is the distraction while they do um, all of that. And the good thing that I do see is that more people are focusing in and investing more time into really looking at all the issues that really matter. And people are just sick and tired of the drama.
Hmm.
And hopefully, it's backfiring on them. I don't know what your take is on that, but
No, I think yeah, I think everything they're doing is backfiring because I was talking with Christian and how we were talking about how they convicted him, they found him guilty of the 34 counts, and from then I think I told you this weekend, right, that he had raised 200 million as of
yeah.
yesterday.
Mhm.
So, I mean, there's that aspect of it, and I think like they're choosing dates that are kind of close to like the Republican convention, right? Who knows what after that? It's probably gonna be close to another important date when it comes to the election, but it's gonna backfire because I feel like every time they do something like this, it reminds the people, and people get more upset. You know what I mean? So it's like the closer they do this to the election, I think it's gonna backfire even more. Yeah.
Yeah. I just hope and pray that people harness, that frustration into what really matters is what we've been talking about is, what's happening locally.
Hmm.
There's a lot of things happening locally that people need to pay attention to. So, like I said, I hope and I pray that, you know, people don't get distracted that way. They don't fall for it. I think that's if I'm, tapping into my pessimistic side, that would be my only fear.
Hmm. No,
Um,
and you're right. I for people not to get too complacent, like that was the other thing I was worried about, like people thinking, okay, it's in the bag, you know what I mean? And then they don't show up or they don't do anything per se.
but I'm talking about at the local level, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That too. That too. Cuz I think like if you ask me, right, I feel like yeah, there's a lot of the people that we've talked to based on the what you hear and what you see, what you feel, you would imagine like, a lot of them can easily win, you
Yeah.
know? But,
Hmm.
if we get too overconfident, then it could be bad for us.
But not only that, but take what you just said, right?
Hmm.
So I think his website even crashed because people were trying to log on to donate, right?
Hmm.
Is we saw the evidence that the support can be there for the conservatives, right?
Hmm.
To the tune of how many millions did you say?
I think. Well, when I checked yesterday, it was 200 million. So who knows
Okay,
if
so two
it's
hundred
gone?
million, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the local politicians that are running here that are conservative. Is how how much support in donations have they received? You see what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Is that the focus just goes straight to the presidential race,
Mm-hmm.
but what about the local support?
Mm.
Is there they might not even make it to the end of the race if they don't get that support. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. That's
So
it's a valid point. That's.
we've got to, and that's kind of like the focus that I'm talking about is that need to focus on what's happening here locally and support them, whether it's going out canvassing, um, sharing the information,
Mm-hmm.
and even donations and stuff like that. So that's something to keep an eye on. Anybody that may listen to this, if you can donate, support local candidates that are going to represent your values, do it. Go out
Mm-hmm.
there, support.
Yeah. Now I was when I was messaging Nick Wilson, um, and so he's gonna be on, I think, July 9th. We were messaging each other, and he was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "I wish you guys were in SoCal." He's like, "There's so much stuff down here that
There,
you guys would
there's
be, you know what I mean? Good at."
well, involved. I mean, look, I'm learning so much right now with everything going on,
Mhm.
and I get messages from like SoCal, everything that's going on in SoCal, and it's a lot. And
Yeah.
it's exciting. A lot of people are getting involved. There's getting together and um, uniting, for a common cause, and that's freaking awesome. I saw a video of him speaking earlier today, and
Hmm.
um, they're doing things, man. So it's exciting. If you can support them, please support them. um, they can get there, but they can't do it alone. They have to have support.
Hmm.
So if you can,
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. I think you know, I think for the people that we've had on, that if you go to their episode, whether I think it's on Rumble, YouTube, wherever it's on, Spotify, I think for all of them I put a link to their campaign, so
Mhm.
people can click on it and hopefully contribute or volunteer, right? If you can't give money but you're in that area and there's an event you can help out with, if you can help with time, that also helps out a lot too. Um, you know, but yeah, you're right. You bring up a real good point in saying that, like, yeah, it's good Trump got all the support that he's gotten, right, since the conviction, but yeah, you can't lose sight of the local people that
Well, you got to
need
share the love with the
just as much.
local people.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
exactly.
he can't do it alone either. So, you know, I don't know. How my brain kind of works is just, man, I just the deception and the manipulation. That's kind of like what we based the podcast on. Is like
Hmm.
I just hope we're not falling for a trap, or the people aren't falling for a trap. But don't get me wrong, it's awesome that he's gotten all of that support, but share the love,
Hmm.
support your local, with all that money. And
Yeah.
when Trump was speaking, he was talking about the size of the donation. It was $20, $30, $35. It's not a whole lot either.
Hmm.
So
Oh yeah, yeah.
yes, Art
It's.
says there's much more to do than just vote, and it's it's action. Art gave a great speech, and he was talking about what Lucas stands for and the A, and it's action, man.
Hmm.
Is we can talk about it, be about it, but if no one does anything, put action behind it, nothing's gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. No,
It,
it's
it
funny because I was listening to Andy Frisella's podcast, and
mhm.
even he was talking about uh local stuff that people
Oh
should
yeah.
focus on. Yeah, yeah. I heard it, and I was gonna
What
I
I
was gonna
tell
cut
you?
the
That was.
clip and send it to you.
Mhm.
But he's talking about local election and people having to, be active, basically get activated. And he was like, like, I'm not talking about violence or anything like that. It's like, what would you do if you knew all this crazy shit is happening, and there was no internet like there was back in the day. There's no social media. It's like you would go, you know speak to someone. You would go to a meeting. You'd, fucking city hall or city council, school boards, like all that stuff matters too. So I was listening to it today, and he was saying that on his show. So I thought that was, you know good for someone with a platform like that big to
Mhm.
to say that.
And you and I had conversations about that, and I was telling you, if even if it falls on a couple of people's ears, what we've been trying to do, focusing on local elections,
Hmm.
and somehow other people start talking about it. I'm not saying that he's talking about it because we were, but um, that's been our focus. I don't know how many months has that been. I mean, I think we've been talking about it.
At least this whole year, right? I
Yeah,
think
it's
more, but
longer,
this
yeah,
this
longer,
year,
but
we really, as far as the platform that we have, and having the candidates on that are local and all that stuff, this year it's been a huge push, right? Which is I think about it. It's like, okay, in 22, right, is when we started the podcast, like right after. Was it after, right after, or right before the election? I think it was right after the midterm.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like, up to that point, it's like, we weren't doing this. And this time around, the another election year, it's like, okay, we've talked to a lot of candidates, you know what I mean? We've met a lot
mhm,
of people, like you said, like people like the people in Luca, other people that have worked with us and helped us out, like with Matt, and everybody. You just meet different people, and like you said, everyone has a common goal, right? And they share their message in the way that they can. And like you said, right, it's like people aren't saying things because we're saying it, but it's good to hear other people also saying it, because it's like something that is important. And
mhm,
it's kind of like, and that's something I think, like doing the podcast, like you notice here and there, it's like, oh, we talk about that, or oh, we, you know what I mean?
mhm, mhm.
And not to say that, uh like you say, it's because of us, but just it's good to hear other people kind of pushing a similar message.
Yeah. No, it's definitely encouraging. Uniting, obviously, a big part of what we set out to do,
Hmm.
and we just gotta really pay attention to the big picture. After it's all said and done, that's really what we have to do and not get distracted. And I think a lot of what happens, in politics, it's a huge distraction.
Hmm.
Um, so we just got to be cognizant and not fall for that same BS.
Yeah. No, I was I was telling the guys on the last episode that the week prior, like I honestly didn't I wasn't keeping, up to date with anything. I kind of, in a
Checked out a
sense,
little bit.
checked out. I was tuned out of everything for, about a week and a half. So, uh,
Hmm.
and it was fine. You know what I mean? It's good too, I think, because, uh, kind of like we said, right? We've been like uh, we just been going this year. You know what I mean? We just been going, 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 and it was just like a good, like, all right, kind of shut the shut the break down a little bit,
Hmm.
uh, because kind of what you said at the beginning, right? 2024 is going to be a crazy year. And, I'm pretty sure from now until November, there's still going to be a lot more other things that are going to, either distract or whatever you want to call it, right? Like, that are gonna confuse, manipulate, uh, you know, whatever their goal is to kind of change outcomes or whatnot. Excuse me, like that stuff's still gonna happen. So I don't know. I felt like it was a good little mental break, if you will.
Yeah, yeah. It could be taxing. There's, um, there's, and for anybody that has listened to some of the podcasts in the past or the ones early on, is that when when the opposition does this, when the Marxists do this, is they do show trials. They know that what they're doing is unconstitutional,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of it, it's going to get appealed. It's going to get reversed, just like a lot of these unconstitutional gun laws and stuff like that. A lot of good stuff happening here in California with you know those types of hearings, but what you have to pay attention to is that they do this and they know that they've got a good couple to a few years before they get appealed, overturned, and
Mm-hmm.
deemed unconstitutional. So it's not like they don't know that it's unconstitutional. It's that they're going to do it anyways, because at the end of it, they're going to accomplish their goal. Now they're using wordplay.
Mm-hmm.
They're wordsmithing things. It's like now, they're calling instead of referring to him as Donald Trump or whatever, it's like the convicted felon. They just want um, that sound bite. You know,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like how you're saying. If Hunter does get convicted, then it's like, okay, well, Trump's a convicted felon,
Mm-hmm.
so what are you complaining about?
Yeah,
Type
because
of thing.
that's what Biden tweeted, right? Nobody's above the law. I think it was his
Hmm.
tweet, which is like, okay, it plays out in a sense. It plays out perfectly that Hunter is going through his trial right now, and I think what I saw too was one of the there's an FBI agent that testified today and said that the laptop is real. So,
Mm.
which is like, if we go back to 2020, it was Russian disinformation, right? So
Hmm.
it's it's funny how this all plays out, just kind of the timing of everything, so they can manipulate people, right? They're gonna manipulate people with the outcome of that versus the outcome of Trump's thing.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, right? So, what does aside from Hunter breaking the law and it being illegal and being sick, um, with the laptop and all the crimes that he committed,
Mm-hmm.
what does that have to do with here in California in our school systems when um, they're allowing kids to transition in school and not and not tell the parents about it? How does that affect that?
Mm,
And should we focus on his laptop or should we focus on what's happening in our schools?
mm,
You see
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying.
And it's like that, and that's the manipulation, distraction that I'm talking about. So the more we focus on that, the less we focus on what's really important.
Mm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know?
yeah. That's no, that's true. Cause I did see what's his name, Scott Wiener today. I think a video of him talking about um oh man, I forget where I saw it, but yeah, but how basically kids don't need to tell anybody
Hmm.
when they're transitioning until they're ready. Basically, that it's that's how he's putting it. Nobody's business. So,
Hmm.
and he was saying that yeah, there's school boards that are, you know, preaching hate against LGBTQ kids, which is just fucking gaslighting and all that. But they,
Hmm.
that's the words that they use, and you know it gets people's attention, right, so to speak. They start
Well,
to believe that.
yeah, and it goes back to the point that I'm making is that we give that attention and it's taking away attention from things like that. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
mhm, mhm,
And ultimately, I really do feel like that's what's happening. I really do.
mm,
It's look at what the left hand is doing, but don't pay attention to the right hand.
mm,
You know, they're showing you one hand, but not the other.
mhm, mm. Yeah.
I I honestly feel like that's the play. And in my mind, I just go through all kinds of different scenarios, and the only one that I could come up with is that one. To be
Mm.
honest with you.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's no, I mean that makes a lot of sense, man. I get what you're saying, and it's true. It's true. Um, I think that you know, being even being checked out, like I was saying about the last week, it's like I would notice things here and there, and I I wasn't paying attention to like basically across the board anything, right?
Hmm.
But I did see that a lot of people were posting about uh geez that the bill that the state assembly passed, and right now I'm going blank on the number, but I think it's like AB. Uh, oh my
What
goodness!
does it have to do with?
It basically, I believe it's the one where at schools they don't have to notify parents about their kid transitioning. I think I
Oh,
think
that's the one I was talking about.
I think that's what that one is. Like I said, I was kind of checked out, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think it has something to do with that, or it might be something with um. Let me see. Sonia Shaw, she was posting on it. Uh,
It's
1955
AB
AB.
1955. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I saw the video of Scott Wiener. She had posted it, and
Mm.
and this is. I wonder if I restart this, if I can hear the, just so you can hear how oh shit, how he says it. Let me see.
Always there for these kids. These are our kids, and we need to make sure that we are lifting them up and giving them a path to success. So we are working very hard to make that happen.
Would you hear that part at the beginning?
Yep. It's something that we always
Always
talk
there
about.
for these kids. These are our kids, and we need to make sure that we are lifting them up and giving them a path.
That's why that one
Yeah.
stuck out to me, because he said
Yeah.
these are our
I
kids.
tell you, it's just the words that they use, man. It's they put those they drop those words in your head, and after a while, you start believing it, and it's no, it's not your kids, it's our kids.
Hmm.
So no, you're not going to make decisions for our kids.
Yeah. It
So
says
and then
basically AB 55. Supposedly, the aim is to prevent schools from creating policies that could forcibly out LGBTQ plus students to their parents. That's the the goal with this. Basically, for parents not to find out, or basically for the school to keep secret from the parents.
hmm
So,
yeah,
but they use terms as like oh, these kids are being put in danger, and just gaslighting, right? Manipulating people.
yeah, yeah, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is that's what the focus should be,
Hmm.
needs to be. Um, but people are donating millions and millions of dollars um, for Trump.
Mm.
You know, and that's a good sign. Showing their support. But that focus is there. But we need it for bills like this, AB 1955.
Mm. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, no, I agree, man. That that's true. We should stay focused, keep the focus local. Shit. But yeah, um, but no, I mean we're gonna reschedule with Olivia. There was technical difficulties, and we tried to see if we could do it this way, and it didn't work out. But we'll reschedule, and then we'll have a new date out for everybody.
Right on.
But yeah, other than that, well, we'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna have Mario from Latin Wealth Club. He kind of does his own podcast, and he talks about financial stuff, and then but also he's conservative, and he has his views. So he'll be on tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, other than that, um, quick little show, quick little conversation, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. Cool. All right then,
Nice.
everybody. Peace be
All
with
right.
you.
Peace be with you.